Okay, so here's an issue. Student wants to get their scope to move back and forth, look like it's inspecting. Okay, so I've only got 382 frames down here. We're just going to work on the first part. One thing you can notice right away, the scope never stops. It's constantly moving. It's got a very slow movement here because it travels a relatively short distance in a long period of time. But what I'm going to propose we do is stop it and then move around a little bit. So let's go back to a point. So I'm clicking just this, go back to the previous keyframe. See the arrow with the little red bar there. So 158 scope stops. So I'm going to copy that frame. I'm on that frame. You can see I'm on that frame because I've clicked this and it also shows me the number of the frame I'm on. And I'll go to frame, let's say 210, and paste. So now for this period of time, right in here, the gastroscope should stay pretty much perfectly still. All right. I'm going to go back to the starting frame right here. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant the starting keyframe, so that's 158. Okay. And you notice it's all set. Now, what I've been doing, instead of setting just the blend, I've been using another tool. I'm in the animation subset here, and I'm going under key, and I'm saying ikFK keys, and I said set. And what that does is it sets all these frames, okay, all these attributes for, in this case, the handle, the IK spline handle for the endoscope. It seems excessive, but it seems to get better results than just working with exclusively the ikBlend. So I'm going to go move one frame forward. I'm not using the keyframe, I'm using the one next to it. This one with the white line means go one frame up. So at this frame, 159, I'm going to change the blend to 0. Okay, and then again I'm going to go under key and say ikFK keys set. And I'm going to go to the very last keyframe in this sequence. Notice that's where the blend shape is back at 1. I'm going to go one frame before it. I'm going to precede it by one frame. Using again this go back one frame. And I'm going to set that to 0. Go back up under key, say, all right. So now I should have a pretty static area here. So let's say 160 to 210 is about 50 frames, about a little over a second. Okay, almost 2 seconds. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try it out to make this bend. Okay, so I'm going to go to, let's say, the middle between the two of them here. Now, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to go right here. So I'm at 159. Okay, 159 is where the blend shape is at 0. And I'm going to go into the rig. Okay, now in this case, the rig is kind of small, meaning that the joints are just kind of hard to see. So I can make them bigger by going under display, animation, joint size, and I've made them up to 6. That's why they're a little bit better than what they were. Originally, when I looked at this file, it was like at 1.8. Let's see. If I put the x-rays on, you can see it looked like this. They're very tiny, hard to see. But I pumped it up to 6, so it was easier for me to find it. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the rig. So I'm looking for Well, I can click on one of the joints that'll help me. Okay, I'm looking for, there's the rig. Hold down the shift key, so now I have all the joints. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to select, let's say, one joint above that, right about to there, and I'm going to hold down the shift key. So I'm selecting all of these joints from 43 to 53. And I'm on the frame 159 where the blend shape is at a value, the ikBlend is 0. Okay, now I'm going to turn on my translate rotate, and I'm going to say key selected. Okay, and I'm going to go, where's my end here? I thought I set a frame there. 209. 1 second, I'm sorry. I thought I set a frame, but I don't see one. Let me get my handle for a second. Okay, it's okay. I'm there. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so if I go back one. Okay, so this is the keyframe 209, where again, that's the last keyframe where the ikBlend is 0. So I'm going to go back into my rig again, and I'm going to get those last 10 joints that I had. Okay, 43 to 53. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to key. Okay, so theoretically now what I've done is I've locked those joints when the ikBlend is 0. Their initial position and their end position is identical. Now I'm going to go to the middle, and I'm going to hit the E for rotate, and I'm going to move the scope. Okay, and I'm moving the scope, let's say like that. Okay, now I'm going to key those things again. Okay, so what should happen is the scope should come down. It should change its position to look like it's inspecting. Go back to the position where it started, and then it should retract. Okay, so let's see if it does that. Okay, so let's go and save this. Okay, now if I'm going to open the previous one. Let's look at the one that I actually did. So this is what I'm hoping it's going to look like. Down. Inspect. And then go back out. So let's see if the one we just made will do that. Okay, did about the same thing. Now, what you're probably saying is, wait a second, just a second ago, I saw that thing play and the scope jerked up into the esophagus and then it jerked down below. And this is what I was trying to tell y'all. It seems like you just basically have to clear the cache of the timeline. When you're scrubbing or when this thing is playing, it's loading information into the cache. Okay, meaning the temporary memory in your computer. So if it puts a flaw in there, what essentially it's not doing is it's not recognizing the transition between a value of 0 and a value of 1 for the ikBlend. When you save it and reopen that file, it now gets those values refreshed and it shows a more accurate, or it actually shows you what you hope you're getting. So this is a little rough, but it gives you the idea. Two things to take away, right? Try using under the animation set now. This is not under rigging, it's under animation. Under the animation set, go under key and use the set IK/FK key option when you want to turn the IK and FK off, okay? If we could get my outliner to open here for a second. Yeah, shucks. Let's see if I try something here. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just over here. There we go. So if I say show, what I've been doing is just saying show polygons, joints, and IKs, basically. And that gives me most of the time what I need and makes the list a lot smaller and a little more manageable. Okay, so that's what I would do. This is what I did for this student, but that's the way you can get your scope to work a little better. Okay.